The semi-final was slipping away from Soka High. Their only hope, Kosuke Yamada, their undersized point guard, facing the towering ace of Toho High. Earlier that morning, his grandmother had pressed a worn thunderstone into his palm. "Use it when your heart is most aligned with truth," she'd said.
You are too small, Kosuke. This game is mine.
They leapt for the same rebound. Their skulls met with a sickening crack. In Kosuke's pocket, the thunderstone fractured, releasing a purple spiral of light. The impact sent them both crashing to the floor. A spectral current connected their chests, swapping souls in a violent flash.
Why is the ceiling so close? These hands, they're not mine. That's Tatsuya's face. But those eyes, they're mine.
Everything's hazy. My body feels like lead. This can't be. I am in Kosuke's body?
Kosuke felt hands pulling him up. Two teammates, mistaking him for their captain, urged him back into the game.
My legs, they're springs. I can jump like this.
He barely had to try. A casual leap ended with a thunderous dunk. The 2U bench erupted.
If I score now, I am helping the enemy. But if I sabotage, this body is a weapon, the wristband. I am wearing it even now. Grandmother's stone must have brought it with my soul. I can move like Tatsuya, but think like me. I'll steal this game from inside their own team. Just enough to look convincing. Then, when it matters, I'll miss.
He jogged to the tool bench, his new body moving with an ease he'd never known. The game was about to resume.
Tatsuya's body is a cage of muscles, but I hold the key.
The referee's whistle cut through the noise. Kosuke rose, the number 1 on his jersey now a mask for a saboteur, across the court. Tatsuya fought to stand. His new body trembled under its own weight. Coach Soka rushed to catch him before he collapsed.
This reflection, Kosuke's face, but my eyes. I'd recognize that furious blue anywhere. This body is a prison. I can barely lift my arms. How can I play like this?
Easy, Yamada. Sit down. You took a hard hit.
I am not Yamada. I am Tatsuya Kaji, and I won't sit here doing nothing.
He forced his way onto the court, demanding the ball. But the first pass slipped through his shaking hands. Coach yanked him immediately.
Pathetic. The ace of toes fumbling like a rookie.
Then, as he glared at the court, a faint glow flickered around a diving player, a mist of light trailing his movement.
That light, I can see where he's going before he moves. Is this some kind of reading?
The halftime buzzer blared. Tatsuya stayed frozen, his grip tightening on the bench as the ghostly auras pulsed across the court. In the narrow corridor, Kosuke and Tatsuya's body strode like a conqueror. Tatsuya and Kosuke's body followed, each step a punishment.
This stride feels like power, but I'd trade it to see my real face on the court.
That swagger is mine. He's wearing my victory like a costume.
A purple glow rolled off my original body. Grandmother said the stone awakens truth, but this light isn't mine.
He saw it, the flicker in his black eyes. He knows something I don't.
Neither voice broke the silence. The air between them crackled with all the words they couldn't speak.
He can barely stand, yet his glare could burn through steel. Still the same arrogant ace.
He's up to something. I'll find out what and crush it.
They passed, shoulders grazing. For an instant, they were two souls trapped in wrong shells, bound by an invisible tether. Separate, locker room doors slammed shut. The halftime clock ticked toward the second half, where nothing would be the same. Kosuke couldn't wait. He stormed back into the corridor and found Tatsuya leaning against the wall, nearly breathless.
Listen, Tatsuya, you are in my body. If you ruin this game for my team, I'll never forgive you.
Ruin? I am the ace. I'll win however I want, with whatever body I have. And I've got a new weapon. These eyes of yours can see the future. Every pass, every cut, every weak spot.
Spiritual reading. Grandmother said it was in my bloodline, but I never believed it. And he activated it. That's my inheritance. You have no right to steal it from me.
Steal? I am trapped in your skin. This power is yours, but it's in me now. I'll use it to crush your precious tube.
If he masters this reading, my sabotage plans are useless. I have to stop him without revealing my own hand. Fine. But I'll be the one wearing your body when the game ends. Let's see who really wins.
They separated with more distance than the corridor could hold. The second half buzzer was seconds away. The second half tipped off. Kosuke, in Tatsuya's towering body, barreled through the lane, drawing gasps.
Every basket makes me a traitor. But if I don't score, they'll bench me.
Meanwhile, Tatsuya saw the game as a web of light. Every player left a ghostly trail.
Kosuke called this spiritual reading. It's like cheating fate.
He pounced on a lazy cross-court pass, snatching it before Kenji could react, sparking a fast break. Without hesitation, he flung a bullet pass to Sota, cutting to the basket for the easy layup.
Nice pass, Yamada. Keep feeding me.
He's using my own lineage to dismantle me. I can't let this continue.
Kosuke answered with a monstrous dunk, but his face remained cold. Soka had sliced the lead to 2. Kosuke's sabotage was unraveling. Tatsuya's vision sharpened into a web of light. The court became a monochrome map. Every player traced by glowing spirit trails.
The future isn't hidden anymore. Every move is a path I can see before it happens.
He plucked a cross-court pass from the air. No look, as if the ball had announced its destination. In one motion, he flicked it to a cutting Sota, who buried the corner 3. The Soka bench erupted. The scoreboard flickered. Soka 58, Toe 57. For the first time, Kosuke watched his real team take the lead.
This body, his body. The technique I never believed was real, and he's wielding it against me. Grandmother promised the stone would align my heart with truth. But this truth is that I am the fraud.
Tatsuya read Kosuke's drive easily, staying in front, forcing an awkward miss. He snatched the rebound with a smirk.
Your body may be weak, Kosuke, but your eyes are a weapon.
Kosuke stood frozen in the paint, Tatsuya's sneakers squeaking away. Soka led by 4 with 5 minutes left.
I am done playing careful. This body is a storm. Time to show them what a real ace feels like.
He exploded past his defender, a blur of red muscle. 1 dribble, 2 steps, and the backboard shook with a 2-handed slam. On the next possession, Kosuke met Tatsuya at the rim, snuffing his floater into the 3rd row. The Toe-Do bench roared.
Even my reading can't stop raw power. He's using my own body to its fullest.
But Tatsuya's aura vision found a crack. He threaded a needle pass to a cutter, who laid it in, silencing the Two crowd. Kosuke answered with a fadeaway over Tatsuya's outstretched arms. Nothing but net. The duel was now personal.
He's not even tired. My conditioning, his will. What a monster.
Back and forth, they traded baskets, neither yielding. With 2 minutes left, the scoreboard showed 68 to 68. Both coaches called timeout simultaneously. Players collapsed onto benches, lungs burning. Across the court, Kosuke and Tatsuya locked eyes. No words, just the silent question. What are you willing to do to win?
This stalemate. We're just canceling each other out. There has to be another way.
He's thinking what I am thinking. We can't keep fighting like this. Not if we actually want to win.
The corner of Kosuke's mouth twitched, a tiny, almost imperceptible nod. Tatsuya's eyes widened, then narrowed in silent understanding. The timeout buzzer jolted them back. No plan had been drawn up on the whiteboard, yet both rose with a shared secret. They walked to midcourt, the weight of 68 to 68 pressing down on their borrowed shoulders.
He'll read the defense. I'll be the muscle. If we trust each other, we can break this deadlock.
He'll attack. I'll find the flaw. This body swap. It's not a curse anymore. It's a weapon if we unite.
The referee handed the ball to Tatsuya. Kosuke crouched into a defensive stance, his eyes softer but fiercer. The 2-minute clock began to tick. Everything unsaid hung between them, a fragile bridge over a battlefield. The arena held its breath. The final act of this impossible duel was about to begin. Tatsuya dribbled over half-court. The clock at 2 minutes. Kosuke crouched low, a wall of borrowed muscle.
I see every route, but his body is a fortress. No easy paths.
A lightning crossover, then back. Kosuke's feet mirrored every twitch. The crowd gasped.
Do what you can. I'll hold the paint.
Tatsuya burst right. A sliver of space. But Kosuke's arm stretched impossibly. Tatsuya's own wingspan swatting the dribble.
He's using my length against me. Perfect defense.
Tatsuya reset, used a screen to split the double team, and whipped a pass to the corner. The three clanked out. Kosuke snatched the board. Kosuke charged the other way, a freight train in red. Tatsuya backpedaled, reading the drive like a premonition. Kosuke pulled up for a jumper, but Tatsuya's hand was already there. Fingertips grazing leather, the shot fell short. The clock bled to 30 seconds. Tied. Both players hunched over, gulping air, eyes locked in exhausted fury. Tatsuya spotted Sota curling off a screen and threaded a pass. But Kosuke's black eyes tracked it every inch. Kosuke lunged, fingertips deflecting the pass. The ball popped loose and into his chest. He had stolen the final possession.
I could end it right now. Drive past him, dunk it, and Tool wins. But grandmother's stone. She said it would align my heart with truth. What is my truth now?
What's he waiting for? The path to the rim is wide open, but he's not moving.
Kosuke's jaw clenched. The weight of two teams, two bodies, and a lifetime of rivalry bore down on his borrowed shoulders. He raised his fist, the signal for a set play. Kenji and the Totua squad scrambled into position. But Kosuke's eyes found Tatsuya instead. 15 seconds. The crowd noise became a dull roar. Kosuke dribbled left, then right, buying a moment of eternity.
If I trust him, if I let go of this selfish war, maybe that's the truth the stone wants.
10 seconds. The ball seemed to hum in his hands. Across the lane, Tatsuya's aura pulsed like a heartbeat. Kosuke barreled left. Selling the fake, Kenji rolled to the rim, expecting the drop-off. But Kosuke planted both feet and lofted a rainbow pass toward the rim, meant for no one.
That lob isn't meant for Toe. It's meant for me.
Tatsuya's aura blazed. He abandoned his mark, sprinting to the paint with a sudden burst of borrowed speed. The ball reached its apex, spinning lazily against the blinding gym lights. Tatsuya launched himself, his slender frame rising impossibly high on spiritual instinct.
I am surrendering my victory, but it feels like the first honest play I've made all game.
His fingers met the leather at the peak of its arc. The catch was pure, as if the ball had chosen him. A collective gasp sucked the air out of the arena. No one understood what they were seeing. Tatsuya hung suspended, the ball cradled in both hands, the rim directly below. Time fractured. Tatsuya slammed the ball through the cylinder with two hands. The backboard glass shook. The horn blared simultaneously with the dunk. Red lights rimmed the backboard. Game over.
He finished it. Soka won, because I let go.
Then the court filled with purple light. The shattered thunderstone in Kosuke's pocket ignited, threads of energy connecting their chests again. Their bodies convulsed as their souls ripped free and snapped back to their rightful vessels.
Light. I am light again. These are my hands, my real arms.
Heavy, solid. This is my body, but we lost. No, we won.
Tatsuya heaved onto his side, the solid weight of his muscles familiar. He punched the hardwood, then laughed once, dry and raw. Both lay on the court, chests heaving, staring at the ceiling they'd once mistaken for each other's world. The scoreboard froze. Soka 70, Toho 68. A victory born from two bodies, two souls, and one impossible truth. Kosuke pushed himself up, his slender arms trembling, his real arms, his real arms, his real sweat.
The stone. It's whole. No cracks. It healed itself when we swapped back.
Tatsuya sat up, his laugh raw. He stared at his calloused palms as if seeing them for the first time.
We lost, but I've never felt stronger. That power of yours, it's still humming under my skin.
Their eyes met across the chaos. The roar of the crowd became a distant murmur. Tatsuya rose, his massive frame casting a shadow. Kosuke stood too, unflinching.
He's not charging. He's not smirking. Something changed in him too.
That pass, it was the best pass I've ever caught. He trusted me more than he trusted himself.
They stopped inches apart. The air crackled with all the questions that didn't need answers.
That was your plan the whole time, wasn't it?
Plan. I didn't have one. I just let go.
Tatsuya's hand lifted between them, palm open. No taunt, no trick.
This is the hand of the guy who crushed us for years. But it's also the hand that caught my pass.
Kosuke caught it with too much force, then softened his grip. Their palms locked, calluses and sweat meeting in a truce.
That technique, it wasn't mine. It came from your body. That was your power, Kosuke.
I didn't know. I never believed the old stories. You awakened it, not me.
Doesn't matter. It's yours. I was just borrowing it.
Maybe. We both borrowed something today.
They held for a beat longer than necessary. The crowd's roar filtered back in, but neither turned away. When they finally released, the game was over. But something new had just begun. They slipped out the service exit into the twilight, away from the noise. A concrete stoop became their bench.
You know, I always thought you were just a scrappy ghost out there. But that pass, you saw the whole court.
For 1 second. The rest of the game, I was fighting myself. But when I let go, everything clicked.
That body swap, it was insane, but it showed me something. We'd be unstoppable if we ever ran the same offense.
Is he saying what I think he's saying? Toe and Soka, together. That's a wild thought. But maybe not impossible.
Not together yet, but next time we see each other on a court, I want a real duel. No body tricks, just us.
Deal. I'll be waiting. And this time, I'll have a plan.
They rose, the quiet evening wrapping around them. Tatsuya walked toward the parking lot. Kosuke headed the other way. At the corner, Tatsuya turned and shouted one last thing that made Kosuke stop and look back.
Don't get comfortable, Kosuke. We'll share a court again sooner than you think.
Months passed. The spring of a new school year arrived, bringing fresh faces and unexpected reunions. Kosuke walked the familiar path, but a figure on the steps made him stop dead in his tracks. Tatsuya leaned against the gatepost, wearing the white Soka uniform, a smug grin already in place.
No way. That's Tatsuya Kaji, in our colors.
Surprised? I told you we'd meet again. I just decided to speed it up.
You transferred schools, but you were Toe's star.
That story's over. I want to be where the real challenge is, right here, with you.
For a heartbeat. The courtyard held just the two of them. Rivals no longer, but something new, yet unnamed.
The stone in my pocket feels warm, like it's saying, at last.
The Soka gym buzzed with the season's first practice. Coach Soka raised his hand, silencing the chatter.
This year, we're breaking tradition. Leadership here deserves more than one voice. Your co-captains, Kosuke Yamada and Tetsuya Kaji.
A stunned silence hung for a heartbeat. Then the gym erupted. Applause, whistles, a few disbelieving laughs.
Tatsuya's one of us now. Let's go.
From stealing his body to sharing a captaincy. The stone really did align my heart with truth.
I didn't come here to be second. Let's make Soka the real champions this year.
Coach Soka placed a hand on each of their shoulders, the gesture saying more than any speech.
The stone's warmth pulses through the jersey. It's done. We're partners.
And so the rivals who once swapped souls now stood as one. Two captains, One team and an unbreakable bond forged in the flames of a final. Practice was about to start. Kosuke and Tatsuya stood at center court, facing their new teammates.
Let's show them what a former enemy and his rival can do.
Former? I thought we were still competing.
Competing to make Soka champions, yeah.
They raised their fists and met in a solid bump, knuckle to knuckle.
That connection. It's the same feeling from the past. Trust.
Kosuke felt warmth in his pocket. He pulled out the Thunderstone, its surface smooth and whole, glowing with a gentle purple light.
Grandmother, your stone is at peace. So am I.
The stone had absorbed their journey, their conflict, their unity. It was no longer a tool. It was a testament. Tatsuya glanced at it, nodded, and together they turned to face the season ahead. Weeks passed in a blur of sweat and laughter. Kosuke and Tatsuya pushed each other harder than any coach ever could. A no-look pass from Kosuke. A thunderous dunk from Tatsuya. The team stopped to stare, then erupted. In the huddle, they stood shoulder to shoulder, drawing plays on the whiteboard together. After practice, they stayed late, the echo of a bouncing ball their only company. The anger that once fueled them had transformed into a fierce, mutual drive. One evening, Kosuke sat at his desk, the Thunderstone resting before him, its purple light pulsed steady and strong.
It started with a crack, and now it shines brighter than ever, just like us.
The stone had fulfilled its purpose. A soul-swapping miracle had become an unbreakable bond. Two boys, one stone, and a final that neither would ever forget. The story had ended, but their legend was just beginning. Late that night, Kosuke finally sat alone with the Thunderstone.
You said to use it when my heart was aligned with truth. I think I finally understand.
He remembered her hands, weathered but gentle, pressing the stone into his palm before the game.
It was never about winning. It was about trusting someone enough to let them in.
He set the stone down beside the framed photo of his team, his wristband touching its edge. The light dimmed to a steady, warm glow, like a heartbeat at rest.
Thank you, grandmother, for everything.
In the quiet, the weight of the year lifted from his shoulders. The Thunderstone had done its work. Now it would rest until the day its truth was needed again. But until then, two captains would carry its light onto the court. The Soka basketball team gathered in a tight circle at the center of the court, their white jerseys bright under the gym lights. Kosuke and Tatsuya stood at the heart, arms linked, faces lifted, a silent pact passing between them.
Soka on 3.
1, 2, 3, Soka.
The name erupted from 30 voices, a thunderclap that filled the empty gym and rattled the backboards. The sound echoed away, leaving only grins and claps on shoulders. The team was now one, and the tension of months had transformed into a fierce, quiet confidence. The camera pulled back slowly, rising above the court where so many battles had been fought and won. Across the hardwood, the title inscribed itself in bold, each word a monument to the impossible journey. His soul swapped into the rival's body. He stole the final from within. The screen softened to black, leaving only the lingering warmth of a promise kept and a future brighter than any thunder.